Hello and welcome to class 9th subject English book Moments chapter 4 In the Kingdom of Fools, a Kannada folk tale from A.K. Ramanujan. Adipati Krishnaswamy Ramanujan was an Indian poet and scholar of Indian literature who wrote in both English and Kannada. Ramanujan was a poet, scholar, professor, a folklorist, translator, and playwright. His academic research ranged across five languages: English, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and Sanskrit. He born on 16th March 1929 at Mysore and died on 13th July 1993 at Chicago in Illinois of United States. Students, in this chapter we'll get to know about a story of a kingdom in which some fools were living. Kannada is a regional language mainly spoken in the state of Karnataka. This is the story of a Kannada folktale. Folktale is a story which is passed on from one generation to another. It is taken from the book Folk Tales from India, written by A.K. Ramanujan. First of all, let us discuss the title of the story, In the Kingdom of Fools, which means the state where people are not so wise, they are not intelligent. In this story, the king, his ministers, and his advisors are fools. That means that they are not wise and intelligent. When this kind of people rule the kingdom, then what all happens has been told in this story. Now, let's start the chapter by line reading and explanation. This is a very funny type of story, students. I hope you will enjoy a lot if you will listen and keep your fingers on your book, or if you go with me only. Okay, for enjoying this chapter, this much you have to do. So let's start. In the kingdom of fools, both the king and the ministers were idiots. They did not want to run things like other kings. So they decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered that everyone should be awake at night till their fields and run their businesses only after dark, and go to bed as soon as the sun came up. Anyone who disobeyed would be punished with death. The people did as they were told for fear of death. The king and the ministers were delighted at the success of their project. Till here, students, we have read that in the kingdom of fools means there was a state in which some fools were living, like kings and ministers, and the advisors were the idiot ones who used to take foolish decisions. That is why they were called foolish, or they are fools. Okay, so once they have decided that as other kings were doing, they will not do the same. They will change their things because they want to become separate from any other king or different from any other king. Okay, so they decided to change the night into the day and day into the night. So the people who used to do the works at the daytime, they will do those works at night, and night work at daytime. Means they will sleep at daytime and do their day work at night time. Okay, Even till here means till means to cultivate their farm. Okay, so cultivation of their farms, running their businesses, they will do these type of works after dark, when the sun will set, and go to the bed as soon as sun will came up. Means when the sun will rise at the dawn time, they will go to the bed for sleeping. If anybody will not follow this rule of the king, then they will be punished by him. Okay, so just fear of their death, people used to follow their rules, and nobody disobeyed the rules which were made by the king. The king and the ministers were delighted at the success of their project. Means the king and the ministers who have taken such type of decisions, they were very happy because the people of their country were following their decisions, and their project was now successful. One day a guru and his disciple arrived in the city. It was a beautiful city. It was broad daylight, but there was no one about. Everyone was asleep, not a mouse stirring. Here means one day what happened, one guru and the disciple. Disciple means shishya in Hindi. Okay, so one guru and one disciple have arrived to that city, which was the kingdom of fools, we are known to. Okay, so that city was very beautiful, and on which day they have arrived there, that day was a long day. Okay, and daylight day. So on that day what happened, what they have noticed after arriving there, that nobody was wake up, nobody was there, they cannot see anyone roaming here and there, not even a mouse also. Everybody was sleeping at that time when they have reached there. Even a mouse was sleeping here. Even a cattle had been taught to sleep by day. This means, cattle means the animals, the pet animals, the domestic animals were also taught to sleep at the daytime. So everybody was sleeping at that kingdom. The two strangers were amazed by what they saw around them and wandered around town till evening. Wandered around. Wandered around means they have roamed all over the town, and in the search of if anybody is awake, if anybody is not sleeping, then they will tell their things. Okay, but they were wandered around all the evening, but they got no one. Even suddenly a whole town woke up and went about its nightly business. Means what happened, that immediately what happened, when sun sets, everybody walked around and they have gone for their nightly business. And the two men were hungry. Now that the shops were open, they went to buy some groceries. To their astonishment, they found that everything cost the same, a single dudu. Whatever they bought, a measure of rice or a bunch of bananas, it cost a dudu. So, till here, students, it means that the guru and the disciple were very hungry, because they have not eaten a single thing, because they were roaming all over the town in the search of a awake person. But nobody was awake; they were sleeping. So at the evening, everybody was on their business, on their work. So they got some people in the village or the town, and they were hungry. That is why they decided to shop something from the grocery. What they have noticed, they were very shocked, they were astonished by seeing that in the grocery everything costs only single dudu. Single dudu means, students, it is a currency. Okay, Dudu is a type of currency, like we are having rupees, like that only they are also having Dudu currency. So single Dudu means you can understand by this 1 rupee. Okay, so whatever they used to purchase, they purchase with a single Dudu only, and whether it is rice or bunch of bananas or any other costly thing, they can purchase that thing with a single Dudu, with a 1 rupee. The Guru and his disciple were delighted. Means, after knowing this, that the things are sold on a very cheaper price, they were very happy after knowing this. They had never heard of anything like this. They could buy all the food they wanted for a rupee. Means that Guru and the disciple have roamed all over the world, but they have never listened such kind of things. But this is the first place where they are getting the things in a single dudu. Okay, single rupee. So they could buy all the food, means with a single dudu they can buy everything from the grocery, and because of this they were happy. When they had cooked and eaten, the Guru realized that this was the kingdom of fools, and it wasn't be a good idea for them to stay there. So after purchasing the things whatsoever they needed from the grocery, they went to their place and cooked the food, and they were eating it. At that time, Guru thought that this is not a proper place for living, because this was the kingdom of fools. At that place fools were living, and that such type of place is not good for living or staying there. This is no place for us. So he said that, Guru said that this is no place for us, let's go, he said to his disciple. But the disciple did not want to leave that place. Means the Guru said to his disciple that such type of place where fools are living, we can't live at such place, because this is not safe for them. Okay, so he decided to leave that place as early as possible, but the disciple just refused this idea. Everything was cheap here. All he wanted was good, cheap food. The Guru said, they are all fools. This won't last very long, and you can't tell what they will do to you next. So what happened? That Guru makes the disciple understand that now it is good that you are getting the things at a cheaper price, but it doesn't mean that the next day will be good for you. Anything can happen with you also, because this is the kingdom of fools. Fools can take any decisions. They can be fair, they can be cruel. Okay, so we should leave this place and not stay at a single moment now. But the disciple just refused this decision, because according to him, what the disciples and gurus want, a cheaper food and a proper place to live. So they were getting. But the disciple wasn't listen to the guru's wisdom. He wanted to stay. The Guru finally gave up and said, do what you want. I am going, and left. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, bananas and ghee and rice and wheat, and grow fat like a street side sacred bull. Now what happened? The disciple doesn't listen about the wisdom of his Guru, and then what happened? Guru left in anger, that whatsoever this disciple want to do, he can do, and now he is leaving that place. And disciple stayed over there and eat whatever he wants from the groceries in the single dudu. because it was a cheaper price for him. And he used to eat bananas, ghee, rice, wheat, and after eating such type of food, he had become very fat, like like a street side sacred bull. Okay, so he had grown, he had made his body like that only. Okay, so he had become very, very fat. One bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in. And as he was crying out his loot, the whole wall of the old house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. So, what happened? One bright day means it was the daytime. A thief have broke into the rich merchant's house. Means a thief have had entered in a very rich person's house. It was a merchant. Merchant was a person who used to do trade. Okay, he had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in. Means in the merchant's house of the wall, the thief has made a hole, and from there he had sneaked in. He has gone into the house, and as he was crying out his loot. Loot means whatsoever he has taken, the thief. Okay, the thief has taken, he has looted all the things. Okay, so because of that, that merchant was crying. The wall of the old house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. Means the merchant was now killed. Means he was died just because of collapsing of the house, because it was an old house, I think so, because it was as the thief had a hold the wall. Okay, he has made one hole in the on the wall, and just because of that the house was collapsed. It means that it was not a very good house, it was not a pakka house. Okay, so it was collapsed, and due to collapsing of the walls, the merchant was died. So his brother ran to the king and complained, "Your Highness, when my brother was not the merchant was killed, the thief was killed, students." Okay, so what happened, that crying out his loot means when he was when he make a hole in the wall and sneaked in, when he got inside, and as he was crying out of his loot, he was just carrying out of his loot. Means when he was taking the things out of the house, at that time what happened, the wall of the old house was collapsed. Okay, so it is written here also that house was old. Okay, so that old house was collapsed, means it has been broken out and fallen down. The wall was fallen down, and under coming under that wall, that thief was killed just due to that falling of the wall. On the spot only he was died. Okay, so his brother, the brother of the thief, students listen carefully, because this chapter is little bit confusing also. Okay, so the brother of the thief, which was died due to the collapsing of the wall. Okay, so the brother ran to the king and complained to the king that, "Your Highness, when my brother was pursuing his ancient trade, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to be blamed. He should have built a good and strong wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice." So, what the complaint of the thief have done? That merchant should make a strong house, not a weak house, because just because of that weak old house, his brother, the thief brother, was killed as he was doing his ancient job. And what was the ancient job, students? The stealing the things from another's house. Okay, so this was the ancient job what the brother of the brother was doing. Okay, the thief was doing, and in that only he was killed. Just because of what he was killed? Because the merchant has not made a strong house. So he is complaining that the merchant should be blamed for this because he has not built a strong and good house and the wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice. So the thief's brother is telling to the highness, telling to the king that person should be punished and the family of the thief should be compensated for this injustice. Okay. The king said, "Justice will be done, don't worry," and at once summoned the owner of the house. When the merchant arrived, the king questioned him, "What's your name?" "Such and such, your highness." Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house?" "Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him." So the king's justice was what? That he called the merchant immediately. And the king said justice will be done to the thief's brother. That he said that justice will definitely be done and he should not worry about that. He will get the justice and he will punish the owner of the house, which was merchant. And when the merchant arrived, the king questioned him that what's the name of the merchant is, and he tell his name that, "Your highness, this name is." And the king asked to him that he was at home when the burglar was in his house. So he said that, "Yes, my lord, I was at my house only when the wall fallen down. That wall was very weak and old. That is why it had been fall on the thief." So the thief was killed and he was died. The accused pleads guilty. "Your wall killed this man's brother. You have murdered a man. You have to punish you. We have to punish you." So he said that accused pleads guilty. Guilty here means the person who was blamed for. Okay. So the blamed person should be have accepted his mistake. His mistake was what? That he had not built the strong wall. Okay, and the king said that your wall has killed this man's brother, so you have murdered the man. Okay, because that wall was yours. Okay, so we have to punish you. So you is the merchant here, and we means the highness. "Lord," said the helpless merchant. Then the merchant said something to the king, to the lord, that, "I did not put up the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. He didn't build it right. You should punish him." "Who is that?" Then what happened when the king started punishing or started thinking to punish the merchant because the wall belongs to him? At that moment, what the merchant said that, "Sorry, lord, that he was sorry because he was not the real culprit because he didn't made the wall. The wall was made by the another person, so he has not done his job very nicely in a good manner. He has not built the uh, wall correctly or the strong wall, and so he was blamed for that weak wall, not he. So he said, then the after listening all this, that who has made that wall, after listening all this, the Lord asked for that who is that, means who is the person who has built this wall, not in a right manner. Then he said, my lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. He is an old man now. He lives nearby. So the merchant replied that, my lord, this wall, the merchant is saying that this wall was made in his father's time. Okay, in his father's time means when his father made that house, and at that time one person or one man was there who built that wall, and he used to live nearby only, near in the near place only. Okay, adjacent to him. So the king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayer who had built the wall. They brought him tied hand and foot. So what happened? The king sent the messenger. Messengers are the person who had gone to took the person who had made the weak wall. Okay. So the bricklayer, who was the person? The bricklayer who used to give layers to the brick for making buildings. Okay. So the messengers took that old person by tied hands and foots. They have just tied their hands and foots with the rope. You there, did you build this man's wall in his father's time? So the king asked from the man, from that bricklayer, that isn't he had built that wall in his father's time, in the merchant's father's time? So the bricklayer replied that, yes, my lord, I did. Means he accepted that brick he had built that wall of the merchant's house. What kind of a wall is this that you built? It has fallen on a poor and killed him. You have murdered him. You have to punish you by death. So the king changed his decision that the merchant was not blamed, as his um, it was the wall of his house, but the bricklayer, was blamed because he has made that wall and he has made a weaker wall. That is why he should be punished, and he is the murderer of the poor man, of the thief, poor man. Okay, and the poor man was whom? The thief who was burgling in the merchant's house. Okay, and now he had been killed just due to the weaker wall. And now who is going to be punished, student? The bricklayer was going to be punished. Before the king could order an execution, the poor bricklayer pleaded, please listen to me before you give your orders. It's true, I built this wall and it was no good. But that was because my mind was not on it. I remember very well a dancing girl who was going up and down that street all day with her anklets jingling, and I couldn't keep my eyes and my mind on the wall I was building. You must get that dancing girl. I know where she lives. So, what happened? What that old person replied? The bricklayer replied that, please, my lord, listen to me, that I should not be blamed for that weaker wall, because I was uh, when the bricklayer was making that wall, he was not able to give his full concentration in his work because one girl was there. The dancing girl was there who was just going up and down in the street. He was coming, he was going, he was coming and going. And just due to the anklet means the pile, okay, students, which your mothers used to wear in their uh, legs, okay, ankle, legs of the ankle, ankles of the legs, okay. So the anklets were jingling, they were making sound, because of which this bricklayer was being disturbed and his mind was not on his work in the building of the wall. So he's saying that I am not to be blamed, that girl should be blamed because he was just disturbing, uh, he was not able to do his work in a with the full concentration. That girl should be, that dancing girl should be blamed for this. And he also said that he knows the house where that lady was living. You are right, the case depends. We must look into it. It is not easy to judge such a complicated cases. Let's get that dancer wherever she is. The dancing girl, now an old woman, came trembling to the court. Did you walk up and down did you walk up and down that street many years ago while this poor man was building a wall? Did you see him? So, what happened, students? The lady, the dancing girl who was coming up and down on that day, and due to which the bricklayer didn't able to made a strong um, wall, and that lady was called up in the court, and according to the king, the case was becoming very complicated and they have to go in it and then take the decision that who was the culprit, okay, who was the murderer of the burglar. Let's get that dancer wherever she is. So they bought that dancing girl. Now she has become a very old woman and she came to the court in a trembling manner. And then the king asked to him that did she walk up and down the street when this poor man was building that wall at the merchant's house, okay. So king asked that did she had seen this person. So she replied that yes, my lord, I remember it very well. So the dancing girl is replying that yes, my lord, I remember it very well, that she is remembering that bricklayer was building that wall on that day when I was coming up and down on that day when he was building that wall. Why she was coming now, she is going to give the reason that you were young and you distracted him, so he built a bad wall. So the king again asked him that at that time this old woman was young and beautiful, and because of the anklet's voice he was getting disturbed, and the king was asking that had she disturbed this a poor man and distracted in his work for and because of that only he has built a bad wall, a weak wall. It has fallen on a poor burglar and killed him. You have killed an innocent man. You will have to be punished. So now again the king had changed the decision that now not the merchant, not the bricklayer, this dancing girl is to be blamed, because of which that wall was not built strong by the bricklayer, because he was distracted by this woman. Okay, so this woman should be punished. She thought for a minute and said, "My lord, wait. I know now why I was walking up and down that street. I had given some gold to the goldsmith to make some jewelry for me." So she replied, the dancing girl replied to the king that, "Please, my lord, wait for a moment. I know why I was walking on that street up and down on that day. I was not distracting the poor man in building his wall. It was just because she had given the gold, she had given his gold to the goldsmith for making some jewelry for her. He was a lazy scoundrel. He made so many excuses, said he would give it now and he said he would give it now and he would give it then, and so on all day. He made me walk up and down to his house a dozen times. That was when this bricklayer saw me. It's not my fault, my lord. It's the damned goldsmith's fault. So, what the reason the dancing girl made for that weak wall, for building that weak wall, that why she was going up and down? Because one goldsmith was there to whom she had given her gold to make the jewelry, and that goldsmith was not giving a proper time for the completion of the jewelries. So she was coming uh, after movement and after a movement. Okay, after some time she is coming and going like that only she has done for the full day, and dozen of times she has come to the shop, and then also she had not got his complete jewelry, and just that is the reason why she was coming up and down. So she is saying that at that moment only that bricklayer had saw me, and that was not my fault. She is saying to the king, "My lord, it's the damn goldsmith's fault." So she is blaming to the goldsmith. "Poor thing, she's absolutely right," thought the king, weighing the evidence. "We have got the real culprit at last. Get the goldsmith wherever he is hiding at once." So again the king's decision was changed, that now he has got the real culprit who was blamed for the weaker wall, and now he will punish that person, and he ordered to um, catch that goldsmith wherever he is hiding at once. Thank you, students. I hope you have understood the first part of this chapter. I hope you were enjoying also that who is the real culprit. I think so. You must be thinking, but you will get to know after seeing the next video of this chapter, in which second part I have uploaded. Okay. So, thank you. I have explained my best. And if you're having any doubt, you can go through the comment box and ask your doubt. Thank you very much.